Pyralid. A Crossout review by Dangerously Incompetent. This is the Pyralid. It's a new weapon. It's a new special weapon, and you can get it from Doomsday Cars season. If we look at the rewards, if you've got a battle pass, you can get a upgraded one, well, two of them at level 1, and everybody else can get the blueprints at level 2, and then make one, or as many as you like. And so I made 3 and tested them out, and this video is what I think of the Pyralid. The Pyralid is the special upgrade from the rare Wasp. Here's the Wasp, nice and blue. Here's the Pyralid, nice and cyan, and then it upgrades again to the Locust, which you can't build, you can only buy in a pack. But it's the upgrade from the Wasp, and it looks to be just about the same size as the Wasp, same form factor. So I thought it'd be a good idea if I went ahead and made a Wasp build. Here we go, and you can see I have embrasured them quite comprehensively because the Wasp doesn't have a lot of durability. So you don't want them exposed. If you put them on the top, you've got a nice field of fire, well, except that they've got a limited arc field of fire, and then one stray machine gun burst and they're all gone. So I embrasured them, tucked them away. So looking at them straight from the front, half of them is hidden behind the train plough, and there's only a 2x2 square for them to shoot out. But they can shoot out quite happily through that. That doesn't restrict their firing at all, that embrasure. And then, once I'd made the 3 Pyralids, I'd just take out the Wasps, put in the Pyralids. Easy peasy, that's what I thought. I've crafted my Pyralid, so let's swap out a Wasp, put in a Pyralid, same 2x2x4 shape, so let's just plunk. Oh, barrel collision. No, wait, rotate it, just like the Wasps. Ah, there we go, fits in nicely. So the one on the left's the Pyralid, so if we have the left mouse button for Pyralid there, that'll make things easy. Right, a bit of test firing. So Pyralid on the left. Yup. Move. Uh-oh. So I can fire my Wasp here, but I can't fire my Pyralid until here. That is a bit of a difference. What about going upwards? They're the same. Alright. Going down. Oh, what's that? Something's happening. I'll fire my Pyralid. It's going up there. Try pointing down a bit more. So my Wasp will shoot down to there, but the Pyralid won't. That doesn't seem like an awful lot of difference until you come to fight on a slope, at which point your Wasp can shoot straight ahead at the guy you coming over the crest at, whereas the Pyralid would be shooting it up into the sky. Now it turns out that's because of the embrasure. They got a different arc of fire where the barrel's ends are, and it means that the Pyralid is worse off in this embrasure than the Wasp. That was a bit of an unfair test really, because this build was tuned to the Wasp. So let's take them both out and plonk them sticking out the front and compare their arcs of fire, see if they're any different. Off we go. Right, shooting up. Pyralid, Wasp, they look to be the same. Yep. And the down, that down was a different bit. Oh no, that would have been up, down, I don't know, left, right, somewhere along. But you can see their arcs of fire are actually the same if they're free of any impediment of embrasure structure. But it's a right pain that you can't just take your Wasp out your build and slap in your pyralid, you're going to have to fiddle around with the embrasure all over again. Let's compare the stats. Pyralid 820 power score on the left, Wasp 600 power score on the right. So the Pyralid's 37% more power score. Damage, Pyralid 6 bars, Wasp at 5 bars, so 1 bar more damage. Firing rate, Pyralid 3 3/4, Wasp 4.5. So the Pyralid does more damage, but it fires more slowly. I wonder where that leaves the damage per second, because the Wasp is doing less damage, but it's doing it more often. I feel some science coming on. Let's do a test. Pyralid on the left, Wasp on the right. How long will it take each to demolish the test range bus? Now I have to take this test with a pinch of salt because it relies on me shooting as soon as the weapon is reloaded several times, which is why they're both being fired with my index finger. There they go. Not a lot in it. The Pyralid did it in 36.5 seconds. The Wasp did it in 39 seconds, which gives the Pyralid 7% more damage per second, which is not great given it costs 37% more power score. But damage per second isn't everything. I mean, alpha damage counts for a bit, and it does a bit more. The Pyralid does a bit more damage. Let's have a look at the other stats. Range, that's the same. Accuracy, well, that's the same. Pyralid's got less ammunition, 14 versus 16, but it doesn't really matter because you pair it with an expanded ammo pack and you've got as many shots as you can fit in a game, really. Durability, 69 versus 55. So it's got 14 more durability. Yeah! Well, it's still just one machine gun burst away from being ripped off, isn't it? So, yeah. That's not, it's better, but not much better. Energy drain is the same. Mass, it's 8 kilograms heavier. Meh. But then comes the perk, and the perk pays for all, as my mate Bilbo used to say. If both missiles of the volley hit the target, increases the blast radius of the next volley by 12% for 5 seconds. So you've got to shoot, both missiles got to hit, and then for 5 seconds you've got bigger blast radius. Now a bigger blast radius is nice because it means the explosion goes further into the enemy vehicle, and therefore it's more likely to do damage to explosive things that the enemy's trying to protect, like generator and ammo crates and fuel barrels and stuff like that. So increase sounds really good, but you've got to reload during that 5 seconds, so that leaves you a very small amount of time that you can actually shoot again, and you've got to hit the second time round as well to get this effect. Let's try it out in the range, shall we? See what we can do with it. Off we go. Pyralid on the left mouse button. Right, let us line up our shot and shoot. 2 hits, and there's the red outer circle showing you how long you've got to use your perk for. But you have to reload during that time, and the reload on this one is about 3 seconds with the Pyralid, and that's with the Colossus on board, so 20% faster reload from the Colossus, and you've got after you've reloaded you've got less than 3 seconds to shoot someone again in order to get benefit from the perk. It's alright if someone's sitting still, easy peasy. But how often does that happen? Not very often. The other time you're going to get to do it is when someone's point blank. But then you don't want a bigger explosion radius, because you're shooting point blank. Bigger radius of explosion means more damage to your own vehicle. And that's just with stationary people. Let's try it with a live target, shall we? Let's try it with some bots. Here, butty butty. Good thing I got a radar detector, eh? Here we go. Here's our first customer. Oh, he's running to the wall. Go on, shoot him. No, only hit with one. Go on, hit with two. There we go. Can we hit him, get him again in the time? No. I don't think I got him shot in the time. Oh, there's hundreds of them. See, in a battlefield situation with lots of people shooting at you, and you're moving, they're moving around, they're trying to dodge. Getting the first two to hit, 2 hits in the same volley is hard enough. And then getting on a moving target. Did I do it that time? I'm too busy looking around trying to shoot them to see whether I'm getting them in time or not. But you get my point. It's going to be very difficult to get that perk to work. So it's not much of a perk. In summary then, comparing the Pyralid to the Wasp, it's got a worse firing arc when it's embrasured. It's got a bit more alpha damage. It's got ever so slightly more damage per second. It's got tiny bit more durability. And it's got a perk that sounds really good, but is going to be really difficult to use effectively in battle. And all that costs you 220 more power score. In terms of efficiency, killing power to power score, the Pyralid is worse than the Wasp. And so therefore the Pyralid gets the dangerously incompetent rating of As I record this, I'm selling my Pyralids off. I'm getting my money back and going back to the Wasps. I don't think the community is going to like the Pyralid and the price is going to drop. So if you do fancy trying to make the perk work, then I'd wait a couple of weeks and you'll be able to buy the Pyralid for cheaper than you can craft it. That's it for this video. See you around in the wasteland.